There are moments in life that seem ordinary on the surface but carry quiet significance beneath them, and this is one of those moments. You did not arrive here by accident. Out of all the distractions, all the noise, all the countless messages you could have encountered today, you paused here. That pause matters. That stillness matters. Because sometimes the most important shifts in our lives begin not with loud announcements, but with subtle realizations that gently change the direction of our thoughts. Archangel Michael speaks of alignment, of timing, of unseen movements that come together when your heart is finally ready to hear what it needs to hear. You may not fully understand why this feels different, but something inside you recognizes that this is not random. It is timely. It is precise. It is meant for you. Something important about you has just been decided, and that decision is not about limitation or restriction. It is about elevation. It is about growth. It is about the quiet recognition that you are stepping into a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more prepared than you were before. For a long time you may have doubted your progress because growth rarely feels dramatic while it is happening. It feels slow. It feels uncertain. It feels like you are repeating lessons instead of advancing. But what you did not see were the internal decisions being formed inside you, the boundaries you started to protect, the standards you began to raise, the patience you slowly developed. Those small internal decisions have now created an external shift. A line has been crossed. A new level has been reached. Archangel Michael reminds you that the decision made about you is rooted in your perseverance. You continued when you could have stopped. You learned when you could have blamed. You reflected when you could have reacted. Those choices matter more than you realize. They shape your direction. They shape your opportunities. They shape the kind of people and environments you begin to attract. When your mindset evolves, your surroundings begin to reflect that evolution. This is not coincidence, it is alignment. You are aligning with a higher version of yourself, and that alignment changes the way life responds to you. Do not miss this moment by looking for something dramatic. The importance of this decision lies in clarity. You are beginning to see yourself differently. You are beginning to understand that you are not behind, not forgotten, not overlooked. You are developing at the pace necessary for long-term stability. Quick changes may look impressive, but steady transformation builds strength. What has been decided about you is that you are ready for steady transformation. Ready to move with intention instead of impulse. Ready to choose discipline over distraction. Ready to build instead of merely wishing. There is also a deeper emotional shift happening. You are learning to release the need to prove yourself. You are learning to grow for your own fulfillment rather than external approval. That internal shift is powerful. It frees you from comparison. It frees you from rushing. It frees you from measuring your worth against someone else's timeline. When you operate from self-respect rather than insecurity, your decisions become clearer. Your confidence becomes quieter but stronger. Your direction becomes more focused. This message appears at the right moment because you are standing at a subtle crossroads. You may not see two obvious paths, but internally you feel a choice forming. Continue old habits or step into new discipline. Stay comfortable or take responsibility. Doubt yourself or trust your growth. The decision that has been made about you reflects your readiness to choose wisely. You are more capable than you were before. More aware than you were before. More balanced than you were before. That readiness is what changes outcomes. Take a moment and reflect on the person you were a year ago. Notice how your thinking has matured. Notice how your reactions have softened. Notice how your patience has expanded. Those are signs of evolution. Evolution does not need applause to be real. It only needs consistency. You have been consistent in ways you did not give yourself credit for. That consistency has brought you here, to this exact moment of realization. Archangel Michael's message is not about urgency, it is about awareness. Do not miss this because you expect fireworks. The importance lies in understanding that your life is moving into a more intentional phase. You are building something long-lasting. You are stepping into a chapter where your decisions carry greater impact because they are guided by clarity rather than confusion. This is maturity. This is strength. This is preparation meeting opportunity. You found this message at the right moment because you were meant to recognize your own progress. Something important has been decided about you. That you are ready to rise in responsibility, in discipline, in self-trust. And when you step forward with that understanding, everything begins to feel different. Not louder, not dramatic, but steadier. More grounded. More certain. Stay present. Stay focused. This moment is not about fear of missing something. It is about fully embracing the version of yourself that is emerging right now. There is a deeper layer to what has just been decided about you, and it reaches beyond circumstances into identity. For a long time you have been questioning yourself in quiet ways, wondering if you were truly progressing or simply surviving, wondering if your efforts were building anything meaningful or if you were just moving in circles. Those thoughts were not weakness. They were part of awakening. The truth is that growth often feels uncertain because you are shedding old versions of yourself before the new version feels fully stable. That in-between space can feel uncomfortable, even confusing, but it is also sacred. It is the space where decisions are formed within you before they manifest around you. What has just been decided is that you are no longer operating from who you used to be. You are stepping into a mindset that carries greater awareness, greater discipline, and greater emotional control. You may not have noticed when this shift began. It started quietly, perhaps when you chose patience over reaction, or when you chose silence instead of arguing, or when you chose to focus on improvement instead of comparison. These small moments accumulated. Each time you resisted the urge to return to old habits, you strengthened your foundation. Each time you reflected instead of blaming, you matured. These actions were invisible victories, and invisible victories build visible change. What has been decided is that those invisible victories have reached a threshold. You have crossed into a new level of understanding about yourself. You no longer see challenges as personal attacks. You see them as opportunities to refine your character. You no longer interpret delays as rejection, you interpret them as preparation. This is a powerful transition because it affects how you respond to everything moving forward. When your internal narrative changes, your external outcomes begin to shift. The decision about you is not something imposed from outside, it is something emerging from within. It is the recognition that you are ready to carry more responsibility without losing balance. You are ready to pursue growth without sacrificing peace. You are ready to build success without abandoning integrity. That readiness is maturity. It cannot be rushed, and it cannot be forced. It develops through experience, through mistakes, through reflection. You have lived through enough lessons to handle what comes next. There is also an emotional clarity forming inside you. You are becoming more selective about what deserves your energy. You are realizing that not every opinion requires your response, not every invitation deserves your attention, and not every conflict needs your participation. Protecting your focus has become important. Guarding your mental space has become necessary. This is not detachment, it is discernment. Discernment allows you to invest your energy where it produces growth instead of exhaustion. That shift alone changes your direction significantly. When you stop scattering your attention, your progress accelerates naturally. Another aspect of what has been decided concerns confidence. True confidence does not announce itself loudly, it grows steadily through evidence. You have gathered evidence of your resilience. You have handled situations you once thought would overwhelm you. You have navigated uncertainty without collapsing. You have rebuilt after disappointment. These experiences have strengthened your belief in yourself even if you did not consciously acknowledge it. Now that belief is solidifying. You are beginning to trust your judgment more deeply. You are beginning to make decisions without constant doubt. This trust in yourself becomes the foundation for every new opportunity. You are also developing a stronger relationship with discipline. Discipline is often misunderstood as restriction, but in reality it is protection. It protects your goals from distraction. It protects your progress from inconsistency. It protects your potential from self-sabotage. The decision made about you reflects that you are now capable of sustaining discipline without resentment. You understand that small daily efforts compound over time. You understand that consistency outperforms intensity. You understand that lasting growth is built quietly, step by step. This understanding ensures that what you build next will have depth, not just appearance. There is a subtle courage rising in you as well. Not dramatic courage, but steady courage. The courage to say no when something feels misaligned. The courage to move forward even when certainty is incomplete. The courage to believe in gradual progress rather than instant validation. This courage strengthens your stability. It prevents you from being easily shaken by temporary setbacks. It allows you to maintain direction even when motivation fluctuates. That stability is part of the decision about you. Stability is what supports sustainable success. As you move deeper into this new phase, you may notice that your priorities continue to refine themselves. What once seemed urgent may no longer feel important. What once felt distant may now feel essential. This refinement is a sign of clarity. Clarity simplifies life. It removes unnecessary complications. It reveals what truly matters. When clarity guides your actions, your results align more naturally with your values. You are no longer chasing every possibility, you are focusing on meaningful progress. The right moment is not defined by external events, it is defined by internal readiness. You found this message now because your perspective has matured enough to understand it. If you had encountered it earlier, it might not have resonated the same way. Timing is powerful because it meets awareness. Your awareness has expanded. You see patterns more clearly. You recognize lessons more quickly. You identify distractions more easily. That awareness ensures that the next chapter of your life is guided by intention rather than impulse. Something important about you has indeed been decided, and it centers on your evolution. You are stepping into a version of yourself that values patience, focus, and self-respect. You are strengthening your emotional resilience and sharpening your strategic thinking. You are aligning your actions with your long-term vision instead of short-term comfort. These qualities prepare you for greater opportunities because you can handle them responsibly. Stay attentive to your thoughts in the coming days. Notice how you respond to challenges. Notice how you manage your time. Notice how you speak to yourself. These details reveal the transformation unfolding within you. Continue nurturing the habits that support your growth. Continue protecting your peace. Continue trusting your progress even when it feels gradual. This moment is not about pressure, it is about recognition. You are not becoming someone new from scratch. You are revealing the strength that has been developing inside you all along. Do not rush this stage. Let it solidify. Let your confidence deepen naturally. Let your discipline strengthen quietly. Let your clarity guide your choices. The decision that has been made about you is not temporary. It reflects a permanent shift in your mindset. And when mindset shifts permanently, life follows steadily. Stay present. Stay grounded. The right moment has arrived because you are finally ready to carry what comes next. There is another dimension to this decision about you, and it reaches into the future you are slowly building without even realizing it. The version of you that will exist 1 year from now is being shaped by the thoughts you entertain today, the standards you accept today, and the actions you repeat today. What has been decided is not just about who you are right now, but about who you are preparing to become. You are entering a season where your internal alignment will begin to influence your external opportunities more directly. When your mindset stabilizes, your direction stabilizes. When your direction stabilizes, your results become more predictable. This is not about luck, it is about readiness meeting opportunity in a structured way. You have been refining yourself through experiences that once felt heavy. Every disappointment taught you discernment. Every delay taught you patience. Every misunderstanding taught you communication. Every obstacle taught you strategy. These lessons were not random. They were shaping your mental endurance. They were strengthening your emotional intelligence. They were sharpening your decision-making ability. Now those qualities are converging into clarity. Clarity removes hesitation. Clarity reduces self-doubt. Clarity strengthens execution. The decision that has been made about you reflects this clarity. You are ready to operate with intention instead of confusion. There is also a noticeable shift in how you perceive failure. What once felt like proof of inadequacy now feels like information. You analyze it instead of internalizing it. You adjust instead of retreating. This maturity is significant. It allows you to grow without being paralyzed by imperfection. Perfection is not the goal, progress is. The new phase you are entering values progress. It values steady refinement. It values momentum over perfection. When you adopt this mindset, you become resilient. Resilience ensures continuity. Continuity ensures results. You may begin to notice that you are less influenced by temporary emotions. You feel them, but you are not controlled by them. You pause before reacting. You think before responding. You evaluate before committing. That pause is powerful. That evaluation protects your future. Emotional regulation is one of the strongest forms of strength because it preserves clarity under pressure. This strength has been developing quietly within you. Now it becomes one of your greatest advantages. Another part of what has been decided concerns your relationship with time. You are beginning to understand that rushing creates instability while patience creates foundation. You are less interested in shortcuts and more interested in sustainability. This shift changes the way you approach goals. You are building systems instead of chasing quick wins. You are investing in habits instead of temporary motivation. You are choosing structure over spontaneity when it matters most. These choices compound. They produce results that are not only visible but lasting. As you continue forward, your environment may subtly respond to your internal evolution. People may notice your calmness. They may observe your focus. They may sense your steadiness. You may attract opportunities that require greater responsibility because you now carry yourself with greater stability. Responsibility does not overwhelm you the way it once might have. Instead, it feels like growth. You are prepared to handle more because you have strengthened your foundation. There is also an increase in self-awareness happening within you. You are more conscious of your patterns. You recognize when you are slipping into old habits. You catch yourself earlier. You correct yourself faster. This awareness shortens the gap between mistake and improvement. That gap used to be longer. Now it is shorter because you are paying attention. Attention accelerates growth. The more aware you become, the more precise your adjustments become. Precision produces progress. You are stepping into a stage where self-respect becomes non-negotiable. You value your time differently. You value your focus differently. You value your peace differently. This shift influences the decisions you make about work, relationships, and personal development. When you respect yourself, you stop settling for environments that limit you. You stop accepting treatment that diminishes you. You stop compromising standards that protect your well-being. This does not make you distant. It makes you centered. The right moment is here because you are prepared to take ownership of your next chapter. Ownership means accepting responsibility for your outcomes. It means recognizing that your habits shape your results. It means understanding that your thoughts influence your actions. You are no longer waiting for circumstances to change before you change. You are changing first. That is power. When you shift internally, external circumstances gradually respond. Your growth may not always be visible to others, but it is undeniable within you. You feel the difference. You sense the increased stability. You notice the stronger boundaries. You recognize the clearer thinking. These internal shifts are more valuable than external validation. Validation fades, character remains. You are strengthening your character. You are building consistency. You are developing endurance. These qualities prepare you for opportunities that require depth rather than surface confidence. Continue nurturing your discipline. Continue refining your focus. Continue protecting your mental space. The decision that has been made about you is not a sudden transformation, it is a confirmed evolution. You are evolving into someone who acts with intention, speaks with clarity, and moves with steady confidence. This evolution does not require urgency. It requires commitment. It requires awareness. It requires consistency. Stay grounded in the process. Avoid distractions that promise quick gratification at the cost of long-term progress. Choose alignment over impulse. Choose growth over comfort. Choose clarity over noise. Each choice reinforces the direction you are heading. Each decision strengthens the version of you that is emerging. You found this message at the right moment because you are no longer the same person who began this journey. Something important has indeed been decided about you. You are ready to rise into responsibility, stability, and disciplined confidence. This readiness changes everything, not instantly, but steadily. And steady change builds a life that is not only successful, but sustainable. Stay focused. Stay consistent. Your next chapter is already unfolding through the choices you are making right now. There is a final layer to this message that reaches deeper than circumstances and beyond temporary changes, because what has been decided about you is not only about opportunity, growth, or stability, it is about identity. You are stepping into a clearer understanding of who you truly are when fear is removed, when comparison is silenced, and when outside opinions lose their control over your choices. For years you may have adjusted yourself to fit environments that did not fully reflect your value. You may have minimized your voice to keep peace. You may have postponed your dreams because timing felt uncertain, yet through all of that a stronger version of you was quietly forming beneath the surface. That version is no longer hidden. It is ready to stand forward with calm authority, not loud, not arrogant, but grounded and certain. The important decision that has been made is that you will no longer live beneath your potential. You will no longer shrink in spaces that require your full presence. You will no longer doubt the instincts that have been guiding you forward. This season is about alignment in its purest form. Your thoughts are aligning with your values are aligning with your actions, and your actions are aligning with long-term direction. When alignment happens, confusion decreases. When confusion decreases, hesitation weakens. When hesitation weakens, progress becomes steady. You are entering a chapter where your energy will feel different, calmer but stronger, quieter but more focused. You will notice that you are less reactive and more intentional. You will speak with more purpose. You will move with more clarity. You will protect your time more carefully. These changes may seem small at first, but they compound into transformation. Transformation does not always arrive dramatically, sometimes it arrives as discipline repeated daily. Another part of what has been decided is that your patience is turning into power. You have learned to wait without losing faith in your direction. You have learned to endure without abandoning your goals. That endurance has strengthened your emotional foundation. You are no longer easily shaken by temporary setbacks because you understand that growth is rarely linear. You have seen enough cycles to know that setbacks are not endings, they are adjustments. This maturity changes how you interpret challenges. Instead of asking why something happened, you begin asking what it is teaching you. That shift alone elevates your mindset beyond limitation. Your environment may also begin to shift in subtle but noticeable ways. Conversations will start to feel different. Opportunities will appear where there was once silence. Doors that seemed permanently closed may open quietly, without dramatic announcement. The reason is simple: you are now positioned to recognize and accept what aligns with your path. Sometimes opportunities exist long before we are ready to receive them. Now your awareness is sharper. Your discernment is stronger. You will sense what is right for you with more certainty. That certainty reduces wasted energy. It reduces unnecessary distractions. It directs your focus toward what truly matters. There is also a strengthening of boundaries happening within you. You are becoming more selective with your attention, more protective of your peace, and more disciplined with your commitments. This does not make you distant, it makes you intentional. You understand that your energy is limited and valuable. You are choosing to invest it wisely. This wisdom prevents burnout. It prevents resentment. It preserves clarity. When you protect your internal stability, you create a foundation that can support greater responsibility and greater success. As this phase continues, you may feel an increase in self-trust. Decisions that once required constant reassurance now feel natural. You no longer need excessive validation before moving forward. You analyze, you reflect, and then you act. This balanced approach reflects growth. It reflects confidence built through experience rather than ego. Confidence rooted in experience is stable. It does not collapse under criticism. It does not inflate under praise. It remains steady because it is based on self-awareness. The right moment is not defined by the clock or the calendar, it is defined by readiness. You are ready. Ready to stop postponing. Ready to stop underestimating yourself. Ready to take ownership of your direction. This readiness does not mean everything will suddenly become effortless. It means you now possess the tools to handle what comes next. You have resilience for pressure. You have patience for progress. You have clarity for decision-making. These qualities are more valuable than any single opportunity because they ensure you can sustain whatever you build. There is a quiet strength surrounding you now. It is not dramatic or loud, but it is undeniable. You can feel it in your thinking. You can feel it in your posture. You can feel it in your willingness to move forward even when outcomes are not guaranteed. That willingness is courage. Courage is not the absence of uncertainty, it is movement despite uncertainty. You are choosing movement. You are choosing growth. You are choosing alignment. Continue refining yourself. Continue strengthening your discipline. Continue protecting your focus. The decision about you is not temporary, it is a turning point in identity. You are stepping into a version of yourself that is more composed, more aware, and more capable than ever before. This version does not chase approval. It builds value. It does not react impulsively. It responds thoughtfully. It does not fear growth. It embraces responsibility. Stay steady. Stay aware. Stay aligned. You found this message at the right moment because you are prepared for this shift. Something important has indeed been decided about you. You are moving into a chapter defined by clarity, maturity, and deliberate progress. This is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a stronger foundation, and everything you build from here will stand on the confidence and awareness you are developing right now. There is one more dimension to what has been decided about you, and it touches the part of your life that no one else sees, the silent conversations you have with yourself, the private doubts you rarely admit, and the quiet hopes you protect from disappointment. What has been decided is not simply that change is coming, but that you are no longer meant to question your worth in the way you once did. For a long time, you measured yourself through outcomes, through how others responded to you, through what you had achieved compared to someone else, but this season is teaching you something deeper. Your value does not fluctuate based on temporary results. Your value is rooted in who you are becoming, in the integrity you carry, in the resilience you demonstrate when things do not go as planned. This realization is powerful because it removes insecurity from the foundation of your decisions. When insecurity fades, clarity strengthens. When clarity strengthens, your actions become purposeful rather than reactive. You are entering a phase where your identity feels more stable. You are no longer trying to be everything for everyone. You are no longer bending yourself to maintain approval. Instead, you are becoming comfortable with your authentic pace, your authentic voice, and your authentic direction. This authenticity is not loud, but it is firm. It does not demand attention, yet it commands respect. You will begin to notice that when you stand grounded in who you are, situations respond differently. Conversations feel more balanced. Opportunities feel more aligned. Even conflicts become easier to navigate because you are not fighting to prove yourself, you are simply expressing yourself with calm confidence. There is also an internal strengthening happening in the way you handle uncertainty. Before, uncertainty may have created anxiety. You may have needed immediate answers to feel safe. Now you are learning to sit with the unknown without losing stability. You are understanding that not having all the answers does not mean you are lost. It means you are in progress. Progress requires patience. Patience builds endurance. Endurance produces results that are sustainable rather than rushed. This maturity shifts your entire perspective. You stop chasing quick reassurance and start building lasting confidence. Another important part of this decision about you is that your past is no longer defining your ceiling. Experiences that once felt like limitations are now becoming reference points of strength. You survived moments you once believed would break you. You adapted in situations where you felt unprepared. You grew in environments that were not designed for your success. That history is not weakness, it is preparation. It has equipped you with perspective. It has sharpened your intuition. It has strengthened your emotional depth. Now those qualities are becoming assets rather than scars. As you move forward, your focus will naturally narrow. You will feel less drawn to distractions that once consumed your energy. You will prioritize what aligns with your long-term direction. This focus is not accidental, it is intentional growth. When your attention is concentrated, your results accelerate. Scattered energy produces scattered outcomes. Concentrated energy produces momentum. You are learning to concentrate your energy on fewer but more meaningful goals. That decision alone changes your trajectory. You may also experience a shift in how you interpret other people's opinions. Criticism will feel less threatening. Praise will feel less intoxicating. You will receive both with balance because your sense of self is stabilizing. Balance protects your progress. When you are not emotionally controlled by external reactions, you remain centered. Centered individuals make consistent decisions. Consistency builds trust. Trust builds reputation. Reputation opens doors. The chain reaction begins with internal stability. The right moment has arrived not because everything around you is perfect, but because you are prepared to respond differently than you did before. Preparation does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like quiet discipline repeated daily. It looks like choosing growth over comfort. It looks like correcting yourself without self-criticism. It looks like maintaining effort even when results are slow. These small, repeated actions are shaping your future more than you realize. There is also a deeper sense of responsibility emerging within you. You are beginning to recognize that your choices influence not only your present but your long-term direction. You are thinking beyond immediate gratification. You are considering consequences. You are planning more carefully. This expanded awareness marks maturity. Maturity does not eliminate mistakes, but it reduces repetition of the same mistakes. You are learning from patterns rather than being trapped by them. Continue strengthening your inner dialogue. Speak to yourself with clarity and respect. Replace harsh self-judgment with constructive correction. Replace doubt with deliberate planning. Replace hesitation with informed action. The way you speak to yourself shapes the confidence you carry. Confidence rooted in self-respect is unshakable. It does not depend on applause. It does not collapse under pressure. It grows quietly and steadily. You found this message at the right moment because you are standing at a threshold of personal elevation. Something important about you has been decided. You are stepping into a higher standard of self-awareness, discipline, and authenticity. This decision is not about external status. It is about internal strength. It is about becoming someone who trusts their direction, protects their peace, and builds their future intentionally. Stay steady. Stay consistent. Stay aligned with the version of yourself you are becoming. The transformation is not instant, but it is real. Each day you choose growth, you reinforce this decision. Each day you choose discipline, you strengthen this foundation. Each day you choose authenticity, you move closer to the life that reflects your true potential. The moment is right because you are ready, and readiness is the most powerful turning point of all. This is the final layer of what has been unfolding around you, and it carries a quiet but undeniable truth. The decision about you is not temporary motivation, it is a permanent shift in direction. You are no longer standing at the edge of potential, you are stepping into responsibility for that potential. For a long time you sensed that you were capable of more, that something greater was waiting, that your story was not meant to remain ordinary. That feeling was not imagination. It was awareness. Now that awareness is becoming action. The difference between wishing and becoming is movement, and you are finally moving with intention rather than hesitation. This is the turning point. This is where uncertainty begins to transform into disciplined belief. You have reached a stage where excuses are losing their power over you. You recognize when fear tries to disguise itself as logic. You notice when procrastination pretends to be preparation. You see when comfort tries to delay growth. That awareness is maturity. Maturity does not shout, it quietly corrects direction. You are correcting your direction. You are choosing long-term clarity over short-term comfort. That choice alone separates who you were from who you are becoming. Growth often feels subtle while it is happening, but when you look back, the distance becomes undeniable. There is also a strengthening of your internal leadership. You are no longer waiting for someone else to validate your next step. You are learning to evaluate, decide, and execute. Execution is powerful because it transforms ideas into reality. Many people remain in imagination. You are entering implementation. You are turning thought into movement, and movement creates results. Even small actions, when repeated consistently, create momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence fuels further action. This cycle becomes self-sustaining when discipline is present. Another significant shift is happening in how you handle pressure. Pressure once felt overwhelming, but now it feels clarifying. Under pressure, you are discovering your capacity. You are discovering your resilience. You are discovering your ability to adapt without losing focus. Pressure reveals strength. It exposes weaknesses, but it also exposes hidden endurance. You have more endurance than you realized. That endurance will support you as responsibilities increase. Responsibility is not a burden when you are prepared, it is an opportunity to expand. Your relationships may also begin to reflect this evolution. You will gravitate toward conversations that inspire growth rather than drain energy. You will value honesty over flattery. You will prefer depth over noise. As you change, your environment adjusts. Some connections may fade naturally, not out of conflict, but out of misalignment. Others will strengthen because they resonate with your new standards. This is not loss, it is refinement. Refinement ensures that what remains supports your direction rather than distracts from it. The important decision about you also includes elevation in self-discipline. Discipline is not restriction, it is protection. It protects your goals from distraction. It protects your focus from fragmentation. It protects your time from misuse. You are understanding that freedom comes from structure, not chaos. When you create structure in your daily habits, your long-term vision becomes achievable. You are building routines that support growth instead of relying on temporary motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline sustains. There is also a deeper emotional stability forming within you. You no longer allow temporary moods to dictate permanent decisions. You pause before reacting. You think before responding. You evaluate before committing. That pause is power. That reflection prevents unnecessary regret. It strengthens your credibility. It strengthens your self-trust. The more you trust yourself, the more decisive you become. Decisiveness eliminates stagnation. The right moment is here because you are no longer seeking permission to grow. You are accepting that growth is your responsibility. No one else can build your future for you. No one else can discipline your habits for you. No one else can protect your peace for you. You are stepping into ownership. Ownership is powerful because it shifts you from victim of circumstances to architect of outcomes. Architects plan carefully. They build intentionally. They reinforce foundations before expanding structures. You are reinforcing your foundation. As you continue forward, remember that transformation is cumulative. Every focused hour matters. Every disciplined choice matters. Every moment you choose growth over distraction matters. The results may not always be immediate, but they are inevitable when consistency is present. You are building something stable. You are building something sustainable. You are building something that reflects your evolved identity. You found this message at the right moment because you are ready to fully embrace who you are becoming. Something important has indeed been decided about you. You are no longer operating from doubt, you are operating from deliberate intention. You are no longer waiting for circumstances to change, you are changing your approach. You are no longer shrinking under pressure, you are expanding through it. This is not hype. This is maturity. This is alignment. This is growth solidifying into direction. Stay grounded. Stay disciplined. Stay aligned with your highest standards. The chapter ahead will require focus, but you have it. It will require endurance, but you have it. It will require clarity, and you are developing it every day. The decision has been made because you are prepared. Now continue moving forward with steady confidence. Your evolution is no longer hidden. It is active, intentional, and irreversible. If this message truly found you at the right moment, don't scroll away in silence. Pause for a second and type "I'm ready" in the comments. Let this be your declaration that you are stepping into the version of yourself that has already been decided. And if this resonated with your spirit, subscribe and stay connected. Because your next chapter is just beginning.